Hello anyone and everyone, it's Borderline Feral, I'm Clover, and today we're going to be talking all about different body modifications you can get to help with species dysphoria. Dysphoria, oh my god. This video is going to be a little different than ones I've done in the past, and I figured since it'll be a little boring just watching me sit here and do nothing, I'm going to try something else out, and I'm going to be working on a mask while I do this video. Let me know if y'all like it, let me know if it's terrible, I'm looking for advice. Yeah, so hopefully this is a little more interesting, or at least something of interest. I noticed that there isn't really any videos about this, so I'm hoping that people will find it interesting, or that it will be of use. Now, before I actually start the video, I do want to preface that you absolutely do not need any body modifications to be a Therian. You don't need to want those, you don't need any of that, you don't even need gear. But a lot of people do like it, a lot of people use it to help with species dysphoria, so I figured it would be a fun video to make. One other thing I want to mention before actually getting into the main focus of the video is a thing called the Freedom of Forms Foundation. Now, they're really cool. They do a lot of different research into different sorts of animalistic body modifications, helping with freedom of form. Now, obviously, this research is still very in its beginning, and so you can't have for all of that, but it is something that I find pretty interesting, and is something that I haven't seen many people talking about, so I figured I'd mention it here. Anyways, moving on to the first type of body modification I wanted to talk about, that is ear pointing. Now, ear pointing is basically where you take a person's ear and it is cut in specific places and modified so that, well, it's pointed. This could help not only with Therians, but otherkins, I'd imagine, or people who identify as different elves or other sort of creatures, and is definitely a big option, and maybe it'll help you feel more like your Theriatype or kin type. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is teeth pointing, where you're actually adding on a substance. It's the same sort of thing that they use for fillings, and it can be matched to the color of your tooth, added on, and that is permanent, and then you'll have sharp teeth, maybe canines, something like that. Yeah, that's something that I personally would consider. Now, obviously, before doing any of these things, you do have to be over 18, and you should have done a lot of research into the topic, making sure that's really something you want to do, because obviously it's permanent. But personally, I think that's something I would benefit from, because having sharper canines would make me feel more like a canine, a dog. So yeah, another option. Something that some otherkins and reptilian Therians may benefit from is forked tongues. Now, what that is basically it's a surgery of sorts you can have done on your tongue so that is cut. Basically, you have two ends and it's forked just like a snake or some lizards and things. Those pieces can move independently, and yeah, I don't know. Another thing that you can have done that might be helpful for otherkins and reptilian Therians is you can have your nasal structure altered or changed. Sometimes that's taking off your nose, sometimes that's changing its shape or taking off specific parts, but that could be helpful for reptilian Therians, I'd imagine, birds maybe, anybody, but those are the things that first come to my mind. Another option that tends to be less talked about, surprisingly, because it's a really common practice, is tattooing, obviously. You can get tattoos that match your Theriatype's patterns, and although you can't obviously get actual fur or actual scales or actual feathers, you can get tattoos of that, so that's obviously an option that I'd imagine a lot of people would enjoy, and I'm surprised there aren't as many people considering it. When you think of plastic surgery, plenty of you would probably think of things to make you look younger or to give you a sharper jawline, things like that, but you can also get plastic surgery to make your facial shape more like your Theriatype. Another quite interesting option is subdermal and transdermal implants. Now, subdermal implants are placed completely under your skin, meaning that there will be none of the implant visible. This can help if you want, like, horns or specific growths or scale structures, things like that, versus transdermal implants are placed both below and above the skin, meaning you can have spikes or horns or things of that matter. Eye tattooing is also an option for making your eyes look more reptilian or more like your Theriatype. Another option is branding. Now there's both hot branding and cold branding. This is often done with cattle and horses and things of that matter, so maybe that's an option. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Let me know if you would like more videos like this. I can make one about different types of gear that are lesser known or more unusual. I can do other videos in general. I love making long-form videos, but it takes a long time to edit. I don't have energy to perform for a camera that much, and also I don't know what videos you want, so let me know in the comments if you like this style of video, if there's a different type that you think would do better, any suggestions, tips you have. I'd love to hear them. Thank you, and stay safe.